Matt Bernier with two more selections for Saturday, June the 6th on racingpicks.com. One is a grade 1 event, one is a grade 3 event. Let's start in New York with my play of the day, the grade 1 Carter, typically run at Aqueduct, but because of the pandemic, it's been moved over to Belmont Park. Race number 9, 7/8 of a mile on the main track. There are very classy runners in here, and perhaps the horse that I like the most maybe doesn't have necessarily the class that some of the other runners do. But I think the number 5 Network Effect continues to improve for Chad Brown, and I think he can make his presence felt here in this spot on Saturday. The run 2 starts back off the lengthy layoff was remarkable, given he clipped heels, nearly fell down at the start, and still rallied against a speed-friendly racetrack to nearly get up and win the race. He finished second, beaten by a half length. He comes back in the Florida-bred Big Drama Stakes most recently down at Gulfstream at 7/8 of a mile. And on paper, it doesn't look like anything spectacular. But when you go back and watch the replay, I think it was actually considerably better than the numbers and the paper would suggest. He broke very, very alertly. Irad Ortiz takes him back into the pocket, which is a fine position to be in. But he ended up getting shuffled back to about 4th or 5th, rounding the far turn. It looked like for a moment he wasn't going to find anywhere to go. The rail eventually opened up, and Network Effect was able to kick on very, very impressively through there and drew off and won for fun. I know he was 3-5 that day. He's supposed to beat that field. But the way in which he did it, having to wait for his cue and then finally being able to kick through as emphatically as he did, I think really bodes well for this horse. Again, he's a 4-year-old son of Mark Valesky. For what it's worth, I know it's not a giant number. The 4th place finisher that day, who was beaten by nearly 10 lengths by Network Effect, came back and won his next start with an 82 buyer. I just think Network Effect at 8-1 or somewhere in around there. I respect Firenze Fire. I really respect Performer. There are a number of really talented horses in this race. It's a grade 1. You're going to get the best of the best. I just think Network Effect is really intriguing. He's my play of the day for Saturday. Let's move on to Churchill Downs race number 10, the grade 3 Dogwood. These are 3-year-old fillies going 7/8 of a mile, and I'm quite taken by the number 4, Ain't No Elmers. She's 5-1 on the morning line for Brett Calhoun. She tried to go 2 turns at Oaklawn most recently, and she figured prominently rounding the far turn until they hit a certain point, and she dropped anchor. She didn't want to go on with it anymore. I like that she's come back since then, and most recently, we've got a workout in 47-1 going a half mile on May the 27th. I feel like the turn back in distance is going to be to a very, very sort of beneficial position for her because she's going to have the stamina, the bottom, let's say, of going those longer distances and turning back here to the one-turn configuration, the configuration that she was so impressive, breaking her maiden in her career debut and that run in her second lifetime start. She's been a little bit goofy in both of those sprint races. I just think there's a ton of ability here and a ton of talent that perhaps this one turn is going to be much more to her liking as opposed to the 2. And she was facing some big girls in that spot most recently. Gamine and Speech. Speech I spoke about in the first video. You can find that on racingpicks.com as well. I just think Ain't No Elmers at 5-1. Another salty group. There are nice 3-year-old fillies in here, but I think the price is right, and I think this is what she wants to go. One turn on dirt. The number 4, Ain't No Elmers, 5-1 on the morning line is going to be my play in the 10th at Churchill. So, to recap, you can find plays from Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita in the other video. But for this video, the play of the day for me on Saturday, June the 6th, Belmont Park race number 9, the grade 1 Carter. I'm going to go with the number 5, Network Effect. And then at Churchill, race number 10, the grade 3 Dogwood, I'll go with the number 4, Ain't No Elmers. Good luck this weekend.